The men's hockey team is back at home this weekend to host Michigan at the Kohl Center. Friday night's game starts at 8 p.m. will be televised by BTN, while Saturday is a 7 p.m. start on FS Wisconsin. Head coach Tony Granato is here and will take questions.
You've had a couple of days to reflect on the weekend. Anything change? Anything? Any new feelings that you from watching it again about how you played or how you reacted to the little bit of adversity you had in each of those games?
No, I think we were pretty accurate. The other team was a number one team in the nation for a lot of this year for a reason, and they ran into a tough little streak where they had trouble winning games. They still played well in those games. And they were extremely determined and committed to getting back on track. And they played really, really well. And for parts of the series, we were okay. It was a situation, like I said, at the end of the series where I thought they were a better team this weekend than we were. And doesn't mean we can't be a better team than them in a couple weeks. So there's some things from a compete level part probably that I think were the difference in the series. I think they were just hungrier, for more parts of the game than we were, and we haven't had that all year. So there are a lot of factors that went into it. We were on a pretty good roll. I think we won 5 in a row going into the weekend, and we ran into a team that threw some stuff at us that we didn't handle well, and we just couldn't get going. So out of respect to them, they deserved it, and for our side of things now, it's regrouping this week and getting it back in our minds on why we had success. For most of this year has been because of the work and commitment and compete level. And you don't win games just by going out there and outskilling teams at college hockey. You win by winning the little battles and the little parts of the game that adds up to the victory. And Penn State did that more consistently this weekend than we did.
Tony, from your experience, is that one of the differences, college hockey and professional hockey, just being able to be ready, prepared for any given situation, any given shift?
I think it's similar at any hockey level, whatever you play. If, it sounds pretty easy to say you got to be the hardest working team and the most competitive team to win, but that's pretty much how you do it. You'd obviously like to have the most skilled team, and if you can have the most skilled team that competes harder than the other team, you improve your chances. So I've loved how our teams competed and worked and faced every challenge all year long. This weekend was one of the weekends that when it's over, we have to learn from what just happened. And I like our group. They weren't happy with how things went. I think they saw something in Penn State that we didn't have this weekend that we will get in our game and be ready when we play Michigan on Friday to be the team that puts the other team on their heels like they were able to do to us with their consistent shift after shift of compete, of work, of battle, and that's what we'll be focusing on practice this week to get ready for that.
Ryan, in the back.
After the weekend, would you rather get out on the ice right away and play another game, or would you rather take the weekend to work on what didn't go well?
Well, I think the day off yesterday was good for us after the 2 losses, and then I love the schedule of having 4 days to practice to get ready. So I think the schedule the way it is perfect. There's some things we can do in practice, and we'll do in practice to get ready for this weekend. So I don't want to sound like I'm down on our team by any stretch. We've been solid all year. We've worked all year. We've competed all year. We've battled all year. They've emptied the tank all year, our players. We ran into a team that found more energy, were fresher in their minds, were able to play a more desperate type of a game over the weekend. And that's how we've beaten teams a lot this year as well. So it's one of those things, you hit reset, you go back to work today, and you get ready for your next opponent. And, like I said, the kids their practice habits have been great, and their commitment has been outstanding. And I expect us to have a really good week of practice and a really good weekend against Michigan.
the stats show it that, you know, when you're able to get out and dictate and score a first goal, the games usually go pretty well for you. When it goes the other way, that's when it seems like there's trouble. Is there anything to that you know, that getting out and playing your style of game, it seems like it just seems so much more important right now.
Well, watch the first 7-8 minutes of both games. We played well, both Friday and Saturday. We got the penalty, you know, after 7 or 8 really good shifts, we got that penalty, and they scored the power play goal. So I don't think the starts were a problem on either game. I thought that, you know, the first, you know, like I said, 7-10 minutes were two teams battling like crazy, two really good teams. And, you know, once they did get that goal, it gave them some momentum, and maybe, you know, I think after we fell behind, the one thing I saw from our team, we tried really hard to score the next shift. And when you try to score and you think you got to score the next shift to get back in the game, that's when you make more mistakes. And I thought a lot of our mistakes came from being too aggressive, you know, trying to get the next goal.
Tony, whenever you look at a goal scorer and they're in a slump, you look at how many chances they're getting, and that usually dictates if they're getting good chances, then sooner or later a goal is going to come. That said, what's your sense of Grant Bessie right now? Is he getting chances? Is he?
He's working for him. I'll tell you that. You look at 2 of the goals this weekend. He was in front of the net again. Like his commitment to battling and at net front position to help our team score has been there every single, you know, every game. So that part of it you don't worry about. You know, I think, you know, Bess is a proud guy that loves to score, and when you're not scoring, you try harder. So the one thing that I will say for him all year long, there's things we've asked him to add to his game that he has consistently. And, you know, I would say he's one of those players that once he gets one, he'll feel better and more confident and comfortable, and he's one of those guys that could go 7 games in a row scoring a goal. So I think he's created the chances. We've moved him around a little bit on the power play. We'll try to free him up a little bit more now, you know, next weekend to see if we can get some more chances for him to shoot the puck on the power play. I think that would help as well.
Were you encouraged with the power play, the shorty aside on Friday? Did you like what you saw?
No. You know, if I grade it, I think that's a pretty easy answer. No. We did get a couple goals, obviously. You know, production is the one thing you look at when you can look at the paper to see the numbers. I thought we could execute it better. I didn't think we were sharp on our breakouts. I think some of our 5-on play sloppiness carried over into some of the power play. So we need to get better in that area. Yeah.
As a former goal scorer, what do you look at? What do you see from a guy like Luke Cunnin, his shot? What makes it as effective as it is? Is it accuracy? Is it velocity? What's special about
his release is unreal. His ability to jump on loose pucks in the scoring area. You know, he's as good of a goal scorer that I've coached as far as understanding what strengths he has as a goal scorer. He knows where to shoot the puck. His release is outstanding, but I think his hungriness of being able to jump on loose pucks in the scoring area is an asset to him as well. You know, it comes off his stick awful quick and awful hard. So I mean, there's NHL players that are great goal scorers that you could say he shoots it like Stamkos. He shoots it, I don't, you know, somewhat like Ovechkin. He's in that area where if he's inside the top of the circles or inside the circles and he's got a chance to get it off, pretty good chance it's going in.
People are going to look at this and hear this and go Stamkos and Ovechkin, Cunnin, and put him in the same same category and go is that
well? You asked about his shot and how he shoots the puck and being a righty shot, being a guy in a power play that can kind of just find a way to get open when he needs to. He's got that ability. Is he going to score 50 goals in the NHL like those two guys did? I don't know about that. But I can tell you from what he adds to our team, he does the same thing for our team that Stamkos and Ovechkin does for theirs. And, you know, he's a goal scorer.